Alright folks, this is the fourth and final time I'm uploading this video. Each time YouTube age restricts it like an hour after I post it, despite me going back and censoring more things each time. If something's age restricted, it doesn't earn ad revenue, which doesn't really matter because HBO copyright claims these videos anyway, despite being fair use. But the real issue is that age restricted videos are suppressed in the algorithm and just don't get recommended to people. So if you are one of my beautiful, handsome, and funny subscribers and you've already seen this video thrice, obviously you don't have to watch it again. I just thought I should make a little intro here explaining why I keep re-uploading the same video. After all, I'm trying to grow my channel and get new eyes on my ChrisViews, and my effort is wasted if they keep getting age restricted. So hopefully this works, and even if it doesn't, I'll see you next week on some F you and see you tomorrow type sheesh. I feel like Sisyphus, but instead of a boulder, I'm trying to push this YouTube video up a mountain. Get it twisted, your hard work never pays off, only do what you love, make and appreciate art instead of yelling about Dragon Show. That being said, here's me yelling about Dragon Show.
Now tell me what you know.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law on my watch!
Can folks quit yanking Helena's wrist for a second? Leave her alone. Your job is to be the queen, not trying to press your oracle sister for prescient knowledge that only benefits your arrogant interpretation of the gods, somehow favoring you to rule. House of the Dragon Season 3 Episode 7 is called The Dragon in Winter. No spoilers for the future of House of the Dragon, but if I do, I'll warn you first. Rhaenyra, as we've seen, is tangentially interested in prophecy. She thought her dad's dream dagger was neat, and gets choked out by Daemon about it, and now even Daemon's playing the prophecy game. But clearly, she lacks respect for the finer art of Targaryen dragon dreaming. She's told about Daenys the Dreamer in the first episode of this show ever, but since she doesn't have dreams of her own, I guess it doesn't really apply to her. Instead of having a nice, calm conversation with Helaena about the sorts of stuff she dreams about, she has to escalate it into getting intel about Vhagar's location and God's plan for her. Such a shame. Also, Helaena admitting that she liked flying as a girl, but now it's too much for her, doesn't make sense to me. I think the real reasons Helaena doesn't fly is because CGI money, for one, and also Dreamfyre doesn't fight in any battles in Fire and Blood, so why bother showing Helaena ride her in House of the Dragon? You'd think the dragon-dreaming dragon rider whose dragon is named Dreamfyre would enjoy riding her even more as the years go on, and more traumatic stuff happens to her, but whatever. George agrees with me, and at least I can take solace that dragon riding Helaena is canon, and this isn't. Neither is this, probably, but that's okay. Like I said in my episode 1 ChrisView, if you're gonna invent wacky shit for the show, don't be afraid to get wacky with it. Alice says that Targaryen boys only want one thing, I guess referring to incestuous fornications with their mom. So I think that means she either gave Daemon that dream last season with Alyssa, or she at least knew Daemon dreamt that. Which begs the question, is Alice showing them what they want to see in their subconscious? Or is she just showing them lots of stuff and seeing what sticks? Or doesn't she control the visions you get at Harrenhal at all? I spy a Blackwood banner, a Stark banner, House Tully of course, the Mallisters of Seaguard, this one's House Vance of Wayfarer's Rest, and I think I spy a Bracken sigil back there too. Oh, and this is Criston Cole's decapitated head with an arrow through his cheek. Glad I could break that down for you. Daemon's an absolute sicko, man, just prancing around that moon door like it's nothing. Also, is this lady one of Jeyne Arryn's lesbian lovers? She's a known girl kisser in the book, and prefers Lady Jessamyn Redfort, who I'm assuming this is. If true, big, cause that means she's related to, perhaps a sister or cousin of, Sir Adrian Redfort of the Queensguard, who is, unfortunately, now deceased. Daemon's mad because Jeyne Arryn should have kept a closer eye on Rhaena or whatever, cause now Rhaena's revealed herself as Sheepstealer's rider after Daemon already killed this innocent shepherd guy for no reason as a cover-up to protect her. It's a whole mess, man.
The villagers gossip of a wild girl in the mountains living amongst nettles and sheep, living amongst nettles and sheep, living amongst nettles.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to.
An exasperated Gwaine Hightower, nervous of the approaching aforementioned army of Team Blacks, wonders what his cousin Ormond could possibly mean when he says he's got a new piece for the Savas board that will foil Rhaenyra. Well, apparently that piece is Corlys, who, as I predicted last episode, was not choked to death, but simply choked unconscious and non-consensually transported to Tumbleton as a Hightower captive. Ormond's idea here is that without Corlys present, his Velaryon men won't be very eager to reinforce King's Landing, as Alan Velaryon is trying to make happen right about now.
More and more, I am inclined to limit my diet to the vegetable kingdom, just as the people of Narthi do. Just as the people of Narthi do.
Somebody's dumb here, and for once it isn't me. Ormond says he wants to be a vegetarian like the Narthi, who allegedly only eat fruit, which I find difficult to believe, but that's besides the point. And also I guess that's how Missandei kept such a trim figure. But Ormond says the people of Narthi, which is incorrect grammar.
Just as the people of Narthi do.
You can say the people of Noth, or simply the Narthi. Ormond's mistake is like saying, I enjoy spaghetti, like the people of Italian. Excuse the Italian essentialism, but their cuisine is very notable. Yahoo! Was this an intentional choice by the writers to make Ormond seem flippant about other cultures, or was this an oopsie by the writers that nobody caught? Regardless, doesn't really matter. I guess this doesn't matter either, cause it's an adaptation and all that, but Daeron saying Rhaenyra can keep her crown for all he cares? I laugh. Book Daeron would never. But again, it's a perfectly cromulent statement for this scared puppy dog version of Daeron to make. Somebody who isn't all that concerned with glory for Team Green, somebody closer in politics to his Uncle Gwaine. Basically, war is fine to a point, but folks like Criston Cole and Ormond Hightower reach that point and tumble right over it. Speaking of Hightowers, here's one trying to kill her own son. Alicent finds some poisonous plot berries on that tree, crushes them up, and serves them to Aemond in a goblet of spiced wine. She also eyes Viserys' prophecy dagger just in case shit gets real, and she's gotta pull some Ganga type shit. Or Casey Anthony, but that's real life, so that's sad. Tune in next week to find out what f***ass side quest Alicent goes on. I still think it'd be cool if she joins Aegon. She is kinda near-ish Maidenpool. She could run into them. I'm not ready to place a DraftKings bet or anything, but if I'm right and Alicent joins up with Aegon's plotline, I don't know, you owe me a McFlurry. Aegon decides not to be a wuss and run away to Braavos after all. He'll face the Mutin army head-on, and earn a warrior's death quite similar to what Criston Cole hoped for, dying honorably with a sword in his hand and whatnot. Criston did not achieve that wish, and Aegon doesn't have to cause Nepo Baby has a dragon. They're making Aegon so likable these days, you almost forget he's a rapist. At the time, 2022 I guess, myself and a lot of others were worried that making Aegon irredeemable on the grounds of being a rapist and enjoying child fighting pits, which may have included literally his own children, would make it harder for audiences to come back around on him later in the story, when he really shines. Maybe that was always the writer's intention, but Aegon minus the rape and child fighting pits is still a great story of a selfish, useless, arrogant king humbled at Rook's Rest who fights tooth and nail for what little he has left. Could have been a great opportunity to flip the script and make Aegon the protagonist and Rhaenyra the villain, because interesting, well-written TV shows tend to make their audiences go on roller coaster ups and downs with main characters. But alas, it just feels wrong rooting for a rapist and child fighting pits enjoyer. Not that you need to have somebody to root for all the time, just in this specific case, I'd still prefer a slightly less evil Aegon overall, so that his redemption arc, so to speak, feels more earned. So Adam of Hull is sort of hinting to Baela that if she can get Daemon to get Rhaenyra to make him and Alan official Velaryons, he'd be highborn enough to ask for a certain lady's hand in marriage. Obviously he means Baela, but Baela thinks he's referring to her little kiss with his brother Alan last episode. So we're getting an awkward, incestuous love triangle, which is right up George Martin's alley, to be fair. There's the triangle of Bloodraven, Bittersteel, and Shaera Seastar, and also the triangle between Aemon the Dragon Knight, Aegon the Unworthy, and Queen Nerys, and also I think George was inspired initially by the triangle of Elric, Yyrkoon, and Silmaril in Michael Moorcock's stories. But that's a story for another video I already made a long time ago. Oh hey, I found out where the budget went. I guess when your writing isn't all that stellar, you've gotta plug the holes with a 5-minute long CGI dragon fuckfest so we can all point to the screen with YouTuber face. Now that's a bit harsh, it is a pretty good scene. Felt like a cheap way to get folks clapping in the bar, but it did give the episode some tension. For a second there, I really thought the writers were going to kill off Syrax way too soon. Helaena has some dreams which, as a massive Helaena fan, I'm happy to see more Helaena screen time, but they don't accomplish all that much in terms of characterization. Dreamfyre looks gorgeous, and we see a younger Helaena dracarsing a bunch of soldiers running towards her, perhaps an alternative version of herself if Helaena felt more inclined towards fire and blood. We see her and the twins raising chickens, like Helaena said earlier she might like to do, a reality where she's just got a horse and no dragon at all. But you see in the sky above her the moon crossing over the sun, making an eclipse or a blood moon. The weather gets all snowy and frozen over, evoking the arrival of the others, I suppose, who are also symbolized by the blood moon. Recall that HBO went so far as filming a pilot for a prequel series about the creation of the others and the Age of Heroes called Blood Moon. And the most obvious dream being her childbirth, showing us that Helena's afraid this baby will get taken away from her like the other two have, Jaehaerys by Blood and Cheese, and Jeyne by Rhaenyra. We don't really learn anything new about Helaena, but it's cool, I suppose. Also, I can't really explain it, but on aesthetic terms, I guess, Helena's giving off Ice Dragon vibes here. A great story if you haven't read it. Not part of A Song of Ice and Fire, but spiritually similar. So Ryan Condal told us that part of his reasoning for cutting Nettles and merging her with Rhaena was that he didn't want to put an adultery subplot between Daemon and Rhaenyra. If you didn't know, one of the main theories in Fire and Blood was that Daemon and Nettles were an item, while Rhaenyra was sad and alone back home.
You know, Rhaenyra and Daemon's relationship, it did not feel like, to us, an infidelity story was someplace that we wanted to go with Daemon and Rhaenyra, given everything they had been through to this point. I think the audience really wants to see this couple work out, but they both have inextricable natures to them.
So he didn't want Daemon to cheat on Rhaenyra, but is willing to have Rhaenyra cheat on Daemon? It's still an adultery storyline between Daemon and Rhaenyra. I guess it just doesn't count when two girls do it.
And here's my review. Not gay enough.
Now, I'm not being very charitable here, but my point is that I wish Ryan Condal was more careful with his words. And if you're going to speak about the show you're writing, don't speak BS, or else I won't know what your actual perspective is. Stuff like this is why I never watch those inside the episode features, because it turns out the writers are not very good sources when it comes to breaking down the writing. Better to just eat the slop they feed us and judge it ourselves, without any of their word vomit. The Sunfyre scene is brilliant though. I love how deformed he is, sort of like Viserys was, and like Aegon is right now. Aegon's speech is very badass, and even more special that it's for our ears only. He burns everybody he was just yelling at. Awesome though. I love the direction they're taking Aegon, and Tom Glencarney's performance has been a standout ever since he joined the series. I also wonder if the writers let Sheepstealer live so that reports of an injured dragon get back to Rhaenyra, and then, surprise, it's Sunfyre all along. And we closed on a couple dudes drinking brewskis by the bonfire. Ormond is a pretty good actor, in-universe I mean, that he's able to gas Ulf up and convince him that he gives a damn about his common-born dragon-riding ass. And he reveals that he doesn't have long-term plans to keep Corlys around, since he promises Ulf Driftmark. Or he does have long-term plans to keep Corlys around, if Corlys is willing to play along and turn on Rhaenyra, at which point Ormond will just kill Ulf, I guess. Fun scene, fun episode. As always, let me know down in the comments your thoughts and what you'll think we'll see next week in the finale. This ChrisView is brought to you by my Patreon. For $5 per month, you get early access to every new video, exclusive stuff like my CK2 Game of Thrones mod gameplay, and it's a way to support me directly when HBO decides to globally block or demonetize my YouTube videos for no good reason. Thanks to everybody whose name is on screen right here, and thanks to all of you as well for watching and subscribing. Alright, love you, bye.